For more on this Facebook story and Goldman Sachs, we bring in Paul Kedrosky. He is focusing on entrepreneurship and risk capital. He is a senior fellow at the Kauffman Foundation. He is also a Bloomberg.com contributor. Paul is joining us from Toronto. Paul, thanks so much for being with us this morning. Let's talk about this idea of if you see this as an embarrassment for Goldman Sachs, or is this a successful dodge on Goldman's part for legal or at the most innocuous PR problems?
If I thought if I thought Goldman was capable of embarrassment, I thought this would be something that should embarrass it. I mean, the reality is this was a PR stunt in many ways in the first place. This is an attempt to position itself out front for the purposes of an eventual Facebook IPO, and by creating this special purpose vehicle with an intent towards selling some of the private company's shares to U.S. investors, I think Goldman saw itself as putting itself in the front position for the eventual IPO.
Is it a successful sidestep then, Paul, that Goldman has done once again?
No, I think they've actually got egg on their face on this one, and I think it's an embarrassing problem for them. Even if they're not embarrassed by it, I think Facebook is and should be, because this looks like the sort of thing that we thought is, we've got past in 2008. This is the sort of stunt that, dodging. And in fact, I mean, I say Goldman kind of goes rogue here. I mean, to be serious, what they've done is they've kind of, in full public view, they're arbitraging global private issuance regulations. This is exactly the sort of thing that we thought we got past 2 years ago, and I think it's. Well, it's not illegal. The problem is that this narrow, litigated definition of what constitutes a violation of U.S. securities legislation. So they are on the right side of the argument. The point is this narrow definition that's exactly the sort of problem that got us to where we were in 2008. I just think it's heinous.
Paul, I've been reading your tweets and actually laughing out loud at a few of them, but I just want to know what you are picking up from the blogosphere. How much do you think Goldman and Facebook hate each other at this particular moment?
I don't think they hate each other. I just think that Facebook was unsophisticated in terms of what they got themselves into and saw an opportunity to position themselves in a clean path towards an IPO, and I think are very much internally regretting what they've done.
Paul, thanks so much for joining us. Paul Kedrosky joining us there. He is a senior fellow at the Kauffman Foundation, also a Bloomberg.com contributor. Paul joining us, as you saw there, from Toronto.